Hope everyone's having a good week. Angela, how's your week going?
My week's pretty good. How's yours?
I'm having one of those weeks where you feel like Satan is giving you a rectal exam while, Uncle Sam's just beating you senseless with textbooks until you go unconscious and he steals your money. You know what I'm talking about?
If it gets the monologue going, then yes, I do.
It sure does. But enough about my personal life. Let's get to the news. Looks like Halloween has came early this year after a man from Maine was arrested for obscuring traffic while dressed up as a pine tree. Asher Woodworth was approached by police and stayed completely silent. Officers tell Woodworth, "I'll accept your silence as you understand. You're free to go. Stay out of the roads." The man took the phrase, "You can be whatever you want when you grow up," way too literal.
Speaking of Halloween this year, clown costumes are being banned across multiple schools, counties, and holiday festivals all across the nation. So to any kids out there, I warn you to please be safe when you go out trick-or-treating and beware of any people dressed up as clowns. And for any clowns that plan to go out there and plan to scare everyone, be prepared to get your ass kicked by angry parents.
And if you want to get your ass kicked by angry parents, definitely dress up as a clown.
Whatever turns you on.
Cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks, Richard Sherman, showed up to his weekly press conference dressed as Harry Potter. When asked if it was his Halloween costume, he replied, "Halloween? Oh, that's right, that's that Muggle holiday." Cleveland sports teams had an amazing year with the Cavs winning the NBA Finals and the Cleveland Indians playing in the World Series. Due to all the success, the Browns thought it was only appropriate to start their season 0-7 to remind all fans that they still live in Cleveland.
Newt Gingrich is in the news again, this time for berating Megyn Kelly on live television, criticizing her for being fascinated with sex, which, just like politics, hasn't been going well for Newt since the 90s.
During the World Series of Poker, British player William Kassoff was verbally abusing Griffin Benger, another player at the same table, while he decided whether or not to call his bet. Karmically, Kassoff lost all his money in the same hand to Benger, which made it the only remotely interesting thing to happen in professional poker.
Arby's is introducing a brand new sandwich kicking off deer hunting season. The new venison sandwich is going to be available at select locations right off the highway, which is where they're suspected from retrieving the meat, scraping it right off the road.
The launch of Trump Tower Live as possible experiment for Trump TV was plagued with delayed introductions and graphical errors. The leading theory for these problems is that his crooked Facebook rigged the streams and the production of the show itself. Microsoft has revealed that the classic print application will be able to create 3D images. In keeping with Microsoft tradition, it will have several versions before reaching its final form as Paint application that you download that doesn't work.
New WikiLeaks emails show that Clinton's own advisors complained about her, quote, terrible instincts. In response to these claims that she has terrible instincts, Hillary said, "If I have terrible instincts, then the Cubs will never make it to the World Series."
Who's playing this year?
This is not my area of expertise.
Ted Cruz has threatened that the GOP may block a Supreme Court nomination indefinitely. This is just one more step in Cruz's master plan to be elected president and repeatedly shut down the government.
Apple has delayed the release of their AirPods, which are the new wireless headphones. So if you're dying to lose two things instead of one, you're going to have to wait.
If you haven't heard, it's cold outside. Hey Ari, how cold is it?
It's fucking cold!
Thanks, Ari.
Well, we're going to have a great show tonight. On the show we have Colleen Curry from Ellipsis, so stick around. Welcome back. I'm Ryan Friedel here with Anshel and our guest for tonight, Colleen Curry from Ellipsis.
Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure. Now, for some people who are not aware of Ellipsis, tell us a little bit about, what it is.
So Ellipsis is the only undergraduate literary magazine on campus. And what we're really trying to do is we're trying to be very inclusive. We're trying to reach out to people who might not necessarily be English majors, but who still want to experiment with creative writing or art. So what we have is we have a website online where you can submit your work, and our editors will go online and leave commentary and critiques on your poetry or your creative nonfiction or your fiction pieces. And then that way, you're getting a little feedback on your writing, and you're getting a chance to really experiment with a new art form.
All right, so on top of already being a literary workshop, a literary magazine, it's also a workshop in a way as well, where people can improve their work.
Yeah, you could say it's an online workshop.
Oh, that's awesome. And what is your specific role within this magazine?
So I'm the president of the magazine.
All right.
I'm in charge of more of the executive side of things. But we also have a team of editors and a team of designers who work to really produce the magazine. So our editors are working with writers to help them improve their writing, and our designers are helping to design the magazine, work on magazine layout, and make it actually happen, make it an actual thing that you can hold in your hands,
Awesome. Now, how long has Ellipsis been around?
This is our second year on campus as an essay chartered organization.
And how did it get started?
It started a couple years ago. A couple of my friends wanted to start a magazine on campus. There wasn't a literary magazine at the time, and so we got together and we said, how can we make this happen? We knew that we wanted to have an online component, and we just went to the essay and we said this is our idea, and they helped us make it happen.
It does. So you've been a part of this for as long as it's been existed.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Now, what kind of work do you typically see within this magazine? Like, someone reading it, what would they expect?
Well, we get a lot of poetry submissions. We also take submissions of short stories. We also take submissions of creative nonfiction, so that could be personal essays, memoirs, stuff like that. We also take art, scans of artwork, and we also take photography because we want it to be beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. Is there any regulations or specific things you look for, or things that you don't end up publishing?
We don't take submissions over 3,000 words just because it's hard to print that. We don't take anything overtly offensive.
All right.
So.
Makes sense. Now, this has been going on for 2 years. Is there anything new you've been doing with it this year specifically?
So this year specifically, we're introducing weekly workshops. So what that means is we're renting out, or not renting, I suppose we're reserving a room, a classroom once a week. And we're having writing prompts on one half of the classroom so people can bring in a notebook and they can, just do writing exercises to start generating some content. On the other half of the classroom, we have editors who will sit down with people who bring in work that they've previously written, and you can have a peer review session. So you're getting feedback on your work, or you're generating content, and it's just meant to be a very productive session.
That's awesome. Yeah, especially for someone myself who likes to scribble incoherent things on a page. And when do these usually take place, these workshops?
These are taking place every Tuesday at 7:30.
Huh. And are they always in the same place?
We change rooms sometimes, so you can check our Facebook page to find out exactly where it's going to be from week to week. Usually it's in fine arts somewhere.
But at the end of the semester, you also have an actual magazine, an actual booklet with all these works that you finally publish. Now, do you guys put that all together yourself?
Yeah, we print everything by hand.
Yeah.
So we, when that first started, it meant taking hundreds of dollars out of our budget, going out, buying a printer, buying 2,400 sheets of paper, going to Staples and testing the quality of 20 different kinds of paper and seeing what we liked, because we want it to be nice, people are working hard. And we print everything by hand. It takes hours and hours, as you can imagine. And the final product is, I think, worth it. Our designers do a very nice job.
Oh, I've seen it myself, and it's a beautiful magazine. Not only the work that's inside, with all the photography and the poetry, but bound together. It's a really great thing overall. And what is your year and major here at Binghamton?
I'm an English major,
all right,
as can be expected.
Right.
I'm in my third year. I'll be graduating in May.
All right, very cool. Now, this is something that you'd assume from an English major. A lot of your submissions from similar majors, or do you get a diverse kind of selection?
I would say we get a diverse selection, and we're doing that on purpose. We're trying to reach out to people who aren't studying English, like I said before, and really get people to try something new.
You guys have a open mic coming up, is that right?
Yeah, have you ever been to an open mic, either of you?
Yeah, I've been to a few, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a poetry reading. It's also for musical performers.
Right.
So we're opening it up to both. If you know anyone who's interested, or if anyone's interested, definitely email us.
And they are called Ellipsis. You can check them out on Facebook or their email, bingellipsis@gmail.com. Also on their website, which is ellipsis ellipsislitmag.com. All one word, ellipsislitmag.com. Also, check them out at their open mic November 17th at the 6:30 at the John Arthur Cafe.